in the Ardèche. 10 stages completed, 26 to go at the famous apple pie halt, cheerfully supplied by an ex-rally driver turned restaurateur. Toivonen arrives 1.5 minutes ahead of his fellow Finn teammate Marco Allen, who's still a very unhappy man with continued ignition problems.
I have misfiring all the time.
So what effect's it having on the car?
Well, you know, it's sometimes down, sometimes up, change all the time. Now I take this computer, but nobody fine now in 2 days nearly.
And Toivonen's unhappy too. Wrong tyres and faulty brakes.
It was my mistake, the tires. I could have taken harder rear tires, but I thought that the temperature is a little bit lower on the top. The brake problem, I will keep bleeding them.
And Walter Rohrl, third now. No problems, just eat the pie. Timo Salonen in the lead Peugeot is 5th behind Biasion and ready to go before his car is. And now Malcolm Wilson leaves, 7th, but with a dodgy transmission. Day 4, Tuesday, the demanding Berzé stage, and Henry Toivonen, with his new co-driver Sergio Cresto, consolidates his lead. His Lancia Delta looking and sounding superb. Timo Salonen, 4th in the Peugeot, which only a few months ago was virtually unbeatable, but which here is fighting for survival. Marco Allen, 2nd, but not for much longer, soon to succumb to that faulty ignition. And the leading Audi, Hannu Mikkola. For Walter Rohrl, briefly up to 2nd, has had a puncture and lost 6 minutes. In fact, it's disaster time for poor Malcolm Wilson too. His Metro, limping along with 2-wheel drive, has less than a mile to go. Both Metros out of a very unhappy Monte Carlo rally for the MG team. And look, Toivonen still leads, but in a severely deranged Lancia after hitting an oncoming motorist head-on. The motorist's okay, but the Lancia isn't. A new front hides a badly twisted chassis, and Henry's having major handling problems. But he's used to going off, and he'll take a lot of stopping and catching. This is the old master Hannu Mikkola's chance, though. Summoning all his experience and skill, he's using every one of the Audi's 500 horsepower in a determined effort to close the gap. While Bruno Sabi, grasping the opportunity the Peugeot team boss Jean Todt has given him, isn't just hanging on in 7th place, he's gaining. But for Michel Mouton, the darling of the French and everyone else, is on her way out, sadly to drop from 8th to nowhere. The High Alps on Wednesday morning, stage 22, snow, icy roads and real drama. Henry Toivonen appears obviously driving very gingerly. And it's not just the surface. The Lancia's got a punctured Pirelli and it's costing him 1.5 minutes of his hard-won lead. So, Timo Salonen, now 2nd, scents victory and storms the Col des Garcinets, stabbing the throttle. His Michelin scrabbling for grip. And Mickey Biasion's keeping up the pressure too. A superb rally for the young Italian, now in 3rd place in spite of electrical problems with the Lancia. Into the Maritime Alps now, out of the snow, into the sunshine, and the Audis are clearly beaten. Mikkola 4th and Rohrl 6th. Kankanen's Peugeot's 7th now, but short of fuel. But the Monte Carlo rally's far from over. In fact, it's very exciting, for there's now a new leader, and here he is, Timo Salonen, gently motoring to the Parc Fermé in Monaco, #1 on the car and in the rally. And tradition says the man who arrives at Monaco in the lead wins, so it's a happy Timo.
Today was very good, no any problems. and I took right tires, not like in beginning or rally. I make some mistakes and I lost a few minutes.
But you've speeded up and caught them back, Timo.
Yes, we are leading now, and I think so Lancia may make today mistake about tires and all change now.
All change indeed. Thursday morning, the medieval village of St. Agnes, and Timo Salonen really going for it, desperately hoping for the dry roads that suit his Michelin tyres. But for Toivonen, and there he goes, and Nicky Biasio, wet roads would be better for their Pirellis, so anything could happen, and probably will. And in the twilight of his magnificent career, it's clear that Hannu Mikkola isn't going to add a Monte win to his achievements, this year anyway, any more than his teammate Walter Rohrl is going to make it 5 wins in 7 years. Juha Kekkonen willing the Peugeot on, up to a fine 5th now, for Biasio is out. Peugeot's 1st, 5th and 6th, for Bruno Sabi's on the leaderboard now. But with another swing of the pendulum, it's a weary Timo Salonen who slowly cruises into Toudon at the end of stage 29 in 2nd place. Unsuitable tyres and an inspired charge by Henri Toivonen have cost Timo the lead. But it hasn't been easy for Toivonen.
It's not easy to drive at all. We are coming like in gravel roads, you know, all right corners sideways. Left corners, it's understated. But it's hard driving.
But it's the same for everyone, Henry, isn't it?
I think everybody doesn't have a banana car. We have the front wheel in after the accident.
True enough, so what can you do about that?
Change the car.
So now, Thursday night, almost at the end, for it's the famous Turini Pass. 15 miles, 1,600 metres high, and it's not hard to see that it's an Italian car in the lead as Toivonen blasts past in the magnificent Lancia Delta. It's a Finn leading and it's a Finn second. Salonen in the Peugeot, 3rd last year, 2nd this. And it's a Finn 3rd too. Hannu Mikkola with 3 different...
Toivonen winning that one from Salonen, who is the world champion. The second round